Adjusting the camera here real quick. Okay, there we go. What's up and welcome to an episode of Gizmo Slip Tech. Today we're talking about 5 truly innovative laptops, and really this is kind of like 5 innovative laptop technologies that have been introduced at CES 2021 or shortly beforehand, maybe in a couple select laptops. But either way, these are going to change how we view and use gaming laptops going forward in 2021. Now, before we dive into this list, I want to mention that I'm giving away a Asus ROG Strix G17 with an AMD Ryzen 9 5900HX and an RTX 3070. It's a laptop that's going to be ridiculously popular this year, and I didn't have access to it, so I went ahead and pre-ordered it, and then after I review it, I'm going to be giving it away. Now, I'll be doing the giveaway on January 31st at 1 p.m. Pacific time on a live stream here on this channel. If you want to have all of the giveaway details, I'll have that in a separate video here before January 31st. All right, the first laptop I have for you is the Asus ROG Flow X13. This is an insanely impressive design from Asus. It is only 15 millimeters thin and weighs 1.3 kilograms. That is how much in pounds? I don't know kilograms very well. Kilograms to pounds, 2.86 pounds. That's insane. It includes a GTX 1650 as well as an AMD Ryzen 5980HS. This is a 35-watt CPU announced here at CES. What this means is we have an insanely powerful CPU with a very middling level GPU, but that's not really the full story because this has an entire dedicated carry-along eGPU that's very portable and can fully power the laptop just through the eGPU interface. It's almost like you're carrying an extra large power brick, but that power brick happens to be a USB hub, a display out, a power adapter, and house an RTX 3080 that's at 150 watt power throughput. So we're getting the most powerful RTX 3080 GPU that I've seen so far, at least the highest power limit. Now it connects to the laptop with a PCI 3.0 8 times, and it's supposed to have more throughput than the Thunderbolt connection. Now the ROG XG Mobile has a bunch of extra USB ports on it itself, as well as display outs, and so you've kind of got an integrated hub and power adapter for the laptop in the XG Mobile, while at the same time basically providing more gaming performance than just about any other laptop, at least in theory. Now the Flow X13 is a 2-in-1 tablet, so you can flip it around into tablet mode, and it has a stylus. I do not know if it comes with the stylus, but I think so. You can also put it into tent mode, which is very useful for watching movies in bed, for example. Interestingly enough, they made it a 16:10 aspect ratio with a 4K display option or a 120 Hz Full HD option. I hope both displays have high color gamuts, especially considering the price point. This is going to cost, I think, $3,000. Now it does also have 100 watt USB-C charging. Overall, I think Asus has got a real winner because in the past, Ultrabooks paired with eGPUs, oftentimes the eGPU was something you could only really access at home. This is going to be small enough and light enough and portable enough that you can just take it with you in your backpack anywhere like it was a large power adapter. And then if you don't need to game, you don't even need to get it out. You can have extremely long, up to 10 hours of battery life according to Asus, just built into the unit. And then if you want a game, you just bust it out and plug it in and you're good to go. So overall, I think this is a very innovative and awesome solution from Asus. Arguably, I think this could be the most popular Ultrabook eGPU combo out there, but it is also pretty dang expensive. That's the only downside. Like, you could get an Ultrabook for, let's say, $1,000 and then get an eGPU enclosure and an RTX 3070, which would arguably be more powerful than this one, and that setup would only cost you roughly $1,800, which is obviously a lot cheaper. But with this setup, you can easily take the eGPU with you, and that's the major difference here. That's where the true innovation is, and that's where I'm really impressed with Asus. Now, the second category is laptops with insane performance for the money. You look at the MSI GF65 Thin for $999. You're getting so much bang for the buck. So this MSI GF65 Thin, you got a 1080p display with 144 Hertz. So you got a high refresh rate display. You've got an RTX 3060, which is going to be very good at driving 1080p games. So you're going to be able to max that frame rate out a lot. It only weighs 4.1 pounds, is less than an inch thick. If there are any downsides to this laptop, it's probably that the display is going to be a lower color gamut below 100% sRGB, so not as colorful. Number 2, we only have 8 gigs of RAM, and I don't know if this is a dual channel 4 gig setup or if this is a single 8 gig stick. Either way, RAM on these chassis are typically really easy to upgrade yourself. And the last weakness for this machine is that we're dealing with an i5 10th gen processor from Intel, so it's going to be a little slower and it's only going to have 4 cores, though in many games you won't even tell a difference. So if your priority is just gaming, this laptop is just hitting all of the right bells. So if you're on a budget, this is arguably the best deal I've seen in a long time. Now keep in mind that I don't think this will be the only RTX 3060 laptop at this price point. We got to give these other companies time to develop their own 3060s at this price point. Now the third major innovation is laptops with QHD displays with high refresh rates, either 165 Hz or 240 Hz, and a high level of color gamut. And this is kind of what takes the cake for me. This is the trifecta right now. If you're a competitive FPS player, you want a high refresh rate, you want a high enough resolution, and then at the same time you want a high enough color gamut so you can enjoy games and movies and all the entertainment that a laptop can offer. And I think that a QHD display is a noticeable improvement above a full HD display. Approximately 2 megapixels with 1080p and then 2560 by 1440, up to 3.7 megapixels. So what is that, like a 75% improvement for more detail in your games and being able to see more things like on a spreadsheet or on a Word document. And the fact that now we have GPU hardware that can easily push out high enough frame rates at 1440p, even with an RTX 3060, you'd still be able to play the vast majority of games at the QHD resolution smoothly. So overall, I love the fact that we're moving towards these QHD displays. It's something that I've mentioned multiple times in my reviews in the last year, that this I think could be the better display to get. Now there are a bunch of laptops that are going to offer these QHD displays. We're basically going to see QHD displays in almost every brand of laptop. It's a stink bug. Okay, he's flying around. Okay, he landed. We're gonna finish filming and then I'll deal with the stink bug later. Competitive esports players, guard your wallet, because the fourth category of laptop innovation at CES is that a lot of premium laptops are going to see 360 Hz displays. You thought 300 Hz displays in 2020 was a lot? Well, get ready for 360 Hz. Now, I have yet to try a 360 Hz display, but I really want to. In my mind, this really isn't that big of a deal for most gamers, but this is really just geared towards people that love playing games like Valorant, Overwatch, Fortnite, Apex Legends. I'm not even sure. I don't think Apex Legends could even push over 240 frames per second consistently, and I don't even with the best desktop hardware, I don't think you're going to push 360 frames per second in that game. The fact that a lot of games will never be able to hit 360 Hz goes to show you that there is a diminishing returns, if you will. Now, the last category of truly innovative laptops from CES are the laptops with the AMD Ryzen 9 5900HX processors, and they have already pre-advertised that they have raised the CPU limits above the 45 watt cap. There's only one laptop that I'm currently aware of, but I'm sure there's some that I missed. The Asus Zephyrus Duo 15.
Driving NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080 to 130 watts with dynamic boost technology, we implemented a unique 6-phase power design, taking the CPU sustainable power limits to 90 watts.
This is the dual display laptop from Asus, and this features 90 watts of power to the Ryzen 9 5900HX. Now, the truly impressive thing about this is that they are doing this in a 15-inch chassis. Now, Asus pulls this off by pulling in the cool air above the laptop and increasing the overall airflow through the system by 30%, reducing the sustained internal temperatures, thus allowing for much increased CPU and GPU overall performance. Now, of course, Asus released the Zephyrus Duo 15 last year, but this year we have the AMD Ryzen overclockable processors, and when you combine this AAS cooling system with these new Ryzen processors, we should see a whole new level of performance in a 15-inch chassis. This is the most powerful 15-inch system so far out of all the laptops that have been announced at CES. That said, it's also super expensive for this tricked out model. I think it's like $3,700 or $3,800. So far, there have been basically no laptops announced that are particularly thick, ultra high performance systems, and I'm really curious, are those laptops just dead? Are we not going to get refreshes of those laptops? Now, if you missed it, I made a detailed explanation of all the new tech from AMD, Nvidia, and Intel in a recent video, The Battle Over Your Gaming Laptop. There's a link at the end of this video or in the video description down below. That's it for this video. Don't forget to subscribe for all my other CES content, and don't forget to mark your calendars for that giveaway of the Asus ROG Strix G17. I'll see you in the next one. Brandon out.